Top 25 Scrum Master Interview Questions and Answers. In this video, we will explore the top 25 interview questions commonly asked of Scrum Masters. Each question is designed to assess your understanding of Scrum principles and your ability to facilitate Agile practices effectively. Additionally, we will explore the top 25 interview questions commonly asked of Scrum Masters. These responses will prepare you to confidently tackle your next Scrum Master interview and demonstrate your expertise in the Agile framework. 1. What are the key roles in Scrum, and what are their responsibilities? In Scrum, there are three key roles: the Scrum Master, the Product Owner, and the Development Team. The Scrum Master facilitates the Scrum process, removes impediments, and ensures that the team follows Agile principles. The Product Owner is responsible for managing the product backlog, prioritizing items based on business value, and ensuring that the team understands the requirements. The Development Team is composed of cross-functional members who work collaboratively to deliver increments of the product during sprints. Each role is essential for successful Scrum implementation and fostering collaboration. 2. Can you explain the difference between Scrum and Kanban? Scrum is a framework that utilizes fixed-length iterations known as sprints, usually lasting 2 to 4 weeks, where teams work towards a defined goal. It emphasizes roles, ceremonies, and artifacts to create structure. In contrast, Kanban is a visual management method that focuses on continuous delivery without fixed iterations. It allows teams to pull work from a backlog as capacity permits, prioritizing flow efficiency. While Scrum provides more structure and defined roles, Kanban offers flexibility and adaptability, making it suitable for varying project environments. 3. What are the Scrum ceremonies, events, and why are they important? Scrum ceremonies include sprint planning, daily stand-ups, sprint reviews, and sprint retrospectives. Each ceremony serves a vital purpose in maintaining the Scrum framework. Sprint planning sets the direction for the upcoming sprint, ensuring that the team commits to a clear goal and backlog items. Daily stand-ups facilitate communication and quick identification of obstacles. Sprint reviews allow stakeholders to provide feedback on the increment, fostering collaboration. Finally, sprint retrospectives encourage continuous improvement by reflecting on the team's performance and identifying actionable steps for enhancement. These events ensure alignment, transparency, and adaptability within the team. 4. How do you ensure the team adheres to Agile principles? To ensure the team adheres to Agile principles, regular training and workshops can be beneficial. Encouraging open communication and creating a culture of trust allows team members to express concerns and ask questions. Establishing clear definitions of done helps maintain quality and sets expectations. Conducting regular retrospectives allows the team to reflect on their processes and identify areas for improvement. Additionally, leading by example as a Scrum Master fosters adherence to Agile principles, demonstrating commitment and facilitating a collaborative environment. 5. What is the difference between a sprint backlog and a product backlog? The product backlog is a prioritized list of all the features, enhancements, and fixes required for the product. It serves as the single source of requirements for the product and is continuously refined by the product owner. In contrast, the sprint backlog consists of items selected from the product backlog that the Scrum team commits to completing in a specific sprint. It also includes a plan for delivering the product increment. While the product backlog is dynamic and evolves over time, the sprint backlog is focused on the short-term goals of the current sprint. 6. How do you facilitate an effective daily stand-up? An effective daily stand-up should be time-boxed, typically lasting 15 minutes. Ensure the meeting occurs at the same time and place each day to create consistency. Encourage each team member to answer three key questions. What did I accomplish yesterday? What will I work on today? Are there any blockers? Focus on maintaining a positive atmosphere where team members feel comfortable sharing challenges. Use visual aids, like a task board, to help keep discussions focused. Lastly, ensure that the Scrum Master is attentive and ready to address any impediments that arise. 7. What techniques do you use to keep retrospectives engaging and productive? To keep retrospectives engaging and productive, I employ various techniques such as rotating facilitators, using different formats like start, stop, continue, and incorporating interactive activities like mad, sad, glad. I also encourage open dialogue by creating a safe environment where team members feel comfortable sharing their thoughts. Utilizing visual aids, such as charts or sticky notes, can help organize feedback and promote discussion. Lastly, I ensure that action items are clear and assigned to specific team members, fostering accountability and follow-through in future sprints. 8. How do you handle a team member who dominates sprint planning discussions? Addressing a team member who dominates sprint planning requires a balanced approach. First, set clear expectations for participation, emphasizing that everyone should contribute. During the meeting, actively encourage input from quieter team members by directly asking for their opinions. If the dominating member continues to overshadow others, consider a private conversation to discuss the importance of collaboration and inclusivity. Establishing a time limit for each participant's input can also help regulate discussions. Encourage the team to adopt a round-robin format, ensuring everyone has equal opportunity to share their thoughts. 9. How do you coach a product owner on backlog refinement? Coaching a product owner on backlog refinement involves several key practices. Start by ensuring they understand the importance of having a well-defined backlog that reflects stakeholder needs and priorities. Guide them in prioritizing items based on value, risk, and dependencies. Encourage regular refinement sessions with the development team to clarify requirements and foster collaboration. Equip them with techniques for writing clear user stories and acceptance criteria. Finally, emphasize the importance of feedback loops, allowing them to adapt the backlog based on evolving insights from users and the team. 10. How do you help a new team transition to Scrum? Helping a new team transition to Scrum involves several steps. First, I ensure the team understands the Scrum framework, its roles, ceremonies, and artifacts through workshops and training sessions. Next, I facilitate the establishment of a shared understanding of Agile principles, emphasizing collaboration and iterative progress. I encourage the team to create a definition of done and help them set up their first sprint planning session. Regular check-ins during the initial sprints help address challenges and reinforce Scrum practices. Providing ongoing coaching and support fosters confidence and encourages the team to embrace Agile methodologies. 11. How do you handle conflicts within the Scrum team? Conflicts within a Scrum team can arise from differing opinions or misunderstandings. To address these, I start by fostering an open environment where team members feel safe expressing their perspectives. I encourage active listening, allowing each person to share their viewpoint without interruption. Facilitating discussions helps identify the root cause of the conflict. Mediation may be necessary, guiding the conversation toward finding common ground. It's essential to remind the team of our shared goals and values, reinforcing collaboration and respect. Regular check-ins can help prevent future conflicts. 12. What do you do if the development team and product owner disagree on priorities? In situations where the development team and product owner disagree on priorities, it's essential to facilitate a constructive discussion. Begin by encouraging both parties to express their viewpoints and the rationale behind their priorities. Use techniques like prioritization frameworks, for example, MOSCOW or RICE, to evaluate items objectively. If necessary, involve the Scrum Master to mediate and ensure that the conversation remains productive. Ultimately, focus on aligning with the project's goals, customer needs, and stakeholder expectations to reach a compromise that benefits the team and the project. 13. How do you deal with a team that is resistant to Agile practices? Dealing with a team resistant to Agile practices requires patience and empathy. Start by understanding the team's concerns and the root causes of their resistance. Facilitate open discussions to address fears and misconceptions about Agile. Introduce Agile principles gradually, providing training and resources to equip the team. Encourage small experiments to demonstrate Agile benefits, showcasing quick wins. Involve team members in the decision-making process, fostering ownership. Celebrate successes, no matter how small, to build momentum and gradually shift the mindset toward embracing Agile practices. 14. How would you handle a team that consistently misses sprint goals? Handling a team that consistently misses sprint goals requires a systematic approach. First, I would facilitate an open discussion during the sprint retrospective to explore the root causes. It's essential to create an environment where team members feel safe sharing their concerns and challenges. I would encourage the team to analyze their estimation techniques and workload management. Setting clear, achievable goals and ensuring alignment on priorities between the product owner and development team is critical. Additionally, I would implement regular check-ins to monitor progress and adjust plans as necessary, fostering accountability and encouraging a collaborative approach to problem solving. 15. How do you foster collaboration between remote team members? To foster collaboration between remote team members, establish clear communication channels using tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams. Schedule regular video meetings to create a sense of connection and maintain team engagement. Encourage the use of collaborative tools such as Miro or Google Docs for real-time brainstorming and document sharing. Set clear expectations for participation and responsiveness. Promote a culture of trust by recognizing individual contributions and celebrating team achievements. Finally, schedule informal virtual gatherings to strengthen relationships and encourage open dialogue among team members. 16. Can you give an example of a major impediment you removed for your team? One significant impediment I removed involved a persistent issue with a legacy system that caused frequent downtimes, hindering the development process. I organized a meeting with the IT department to address the system's reliability. By collaborating closely, we outlined a plan for necessary updates and allocated resources for immediate fixes. This action not only resolved the technical barriers but also improved the team's morale, as they felt supported and empowered. As a result, the team experienced smoother sprints and increased productivity. 17. How do you track and manage blockers in a sprint? Tracking and managing blockers in a sprint involves a few key practices. First, I encourage team members to identify and raise blockers during daily stand-ups. This promotes visibility and accountability. I use a digital tool, like a Kanban board, to capture and prioritize these blockers, ensuring they are visible to the entire team. Additionally, I facilitate discussions to analyze the root cause and identify solutions. Regular follow-ups are essential to ensure that blockers are addressed promptly and do not impact the team's ability to meet sprint goals. Engaging the team in problem-solving fosters collaboration and ownership. 18. What metrics do you use to measure team performance, and why? In Scrum, several key metrics can provide insights into team performance. Velocity measures the amount of work completed in a sprint and helps in forecasting future sprints. Cycle time tracks how long it takes to complete a user story, revealing bottlenecks in the process. The burn-down chart visualizes work remaining versus time, allowing teams to assess progress. Additionally, team satisfaction surveys gauge morale and collaboration, which are vital for a healthy team dynamic. These metrics help identify areas for improvement, enhance predictability, and promote accountability within the team. 19. How do you encourage a culture of continuous improvement? Continuous improvement can be fostered by creating a safe environment where team members feel comfortable sharing ideas and feedback. Encourage regular retrospectives to identify areas for enhancement, ensuring everyone participates. Set measurable goals for improvement and celebrate successes, no matter how small. Promote learning through workshops, training sessions, or knowledge-sharing activities. Allow time for experimentation, where teams can try new approaches without fear of failure. These practices help build a mindset of growth, adaptability, and innovation within the team. 20. What steps do you take if the team's velocity fluctuates significantly? When a team's velocity fluctuates significantly, it's essential to investigate the cause. First, review the last few sprints to identify patterns or anomalies. Factors such as team composition changes, complexity of tasks, or external distractions may contribute. Facilitate a discussion during the sprint retrospective to gather insights from team members. Adjust planning by focusing on smaller, more manageable stories to stabilize velocity. Encourage open communication and regular check-ins to monitor progress. Continuous feedback loops help the team adapt and refine their processes for improved predictability. 21. How do you manage stakeholders who push for additional work mid-sprint? Managing stakeholders who request additional work mid-sprint requires clear communication and setting expectations. First, I emphasize the importance of sprint commitment and the team's focus on delivering the agreed-upon work. I would discuss with stakeholders the potential impact of their requests on the current sprint goals, explaining that accommodating additional work could jeopardize the quality and timelines of existing tasks. I encourage them to document their requests for consideration in the next sprint planning session. This approach helps maintain focus while ensuring stakeholders feel heard and valued. 22. How do you handle a situation where leadership expects fixed deadlines in an agile environment? Handling leadership expectations for fixed deadlines in an agile environment requires open communication and education. Start by explaining Agile's flexible nature, emphasizing how it promotes responding to change over following a strict schedule. Share how fixed deadlines can affect quality and team morale. Propose setting realistic milestones based on the team's velocity and backlog priorities. Encourage leadership to focus on delivering value incrementally, allowing for adjustments based on actual progress rather than predetermined timelines. Engaging them in sprint reviews can help them understand the iterative process and foster alignment. 23. What strategies do you use to scale Scrum in a large organization, for example, SAFE, LESS? To scale Scrum in a large organization, frameworks like SAFE, Scaled Agile Framework, and LESS, Large-Scale Scrum, can be employed. SAFE emphasizes alignment across multiple teams, integrating roles like release train engineers and program increments for better coordination. In contrast, LESS maintains simplicity and focuses on collaboration among teams without introducing too many new roles. Both frameworks advocate for continuous improvement, regular retrospectives, and stakeholder engagement to ensure that all teams remain aligned with organizational goals while delivering value efficiently. 24. How do you ensure transparency with stakeholders outside the Scrum team? Ensuring transparency with stakeholders involves regular communication and updates. I facilitate this by organizing scheduled reviews where stakeholders can see the progress of the product and provide feedback. Additionally, using visual tools like burn-down charts and task boards allows stakeholders to understand project status at a glance. I encourage open lines of communication, so stakeholders can ask questions or voice concerns anytime. By fostering an environment of trust and clarity, stakeholders feel informed and engaged throughout the development process. 25. How do you balance Agile flexibility with business predictability? Balancing Agile flexibility with business predictability involves clear communication with stakeholders about expectations and project goals. Establishing a well-defined roadmap that outlines key milestones helps set a foundation for predictability. Incorporating regular feedback loops, such as sprint reviews, enables teams to adapt to changing requirements while keeping stakeholders informed. Utilizing metrics like velocity and burn-down charts aids in forecasting future work, allowing for better planning. Regularly revisiting priorities ensures alignment with business objectives, creating a harmonious balance between agility and predictability. In this video, we've explored the top 25 Scrum Master interview questions and provided insightful answers to help you prepare for your next interview. Being well prepared can make a significant difference in showcasing your knowledge and skills. Remember, the role of a Scrum Master is pivotal in guiding teams and ensuring successful Agile practices. If you found this content valuable, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tips and resources on Agile methodologies and career development. Your support helps us create more informative content for you. Thank you for watching.